Hey guys, welcome back to Mama Tries. I had recently went over to Five Below. We were looking for charger wires. Everybody pretty much looks for 'em. And I came across this and I was like, oh, I wonder how this is. Now, normally when I do my resin work, I use soft pastels. Okay, I normally use this one, and this is the soft pastels that I use. This one I had gotten from Walmart. This is like the Walmart Artsy brand that they have there. But what I found at Five Below for $5 is this one. This one has a much more variety of different colors. There's 36 colors in total. And I thought, why not try this out? Like I said, I don't know if these are soft pastels or if they're crappy pastels or if they're pretty decent pastels. I've never used, apparently I can't get them out either. I've never used these before. There we go. All right, ugly face aside, I've never used these. So here are, this is literally how short they are, it seems like. I've never used something that didn't say soft pastels. So it's like a mystery to me as much as it is to y'all. Okay, so these are a lot shorter as the ones I normally use. Let me just pull up the other one so you can see the difference in size. Okay, so you can see, look, I'm holding this almost vertical, the difference. This is like half the size of these. So those come with 12, so it would end up coming out to like 24 if it was the same size. So here I have black, dark gray, what it seems like a brown black, a regular brown, then this is like a dark tan kind of slate. Then you have like this brown slate, a light red, medium red, pink, regular red. This is kind of like a terracotta red kind of thing. And here's a light terracotta. Then there's two different shades of green, it seems like. Then we have aqua, teal, or turquoise, depending on how you look at it. Darker blue, light blue, royal blue, navy blue. What seems like lavender, lilac. But these two are similar. They're like in that violet family. Then just regular purple. Then we have this orangey red. Then you have your dark red, your regular red, your peach. 3 different shades of orange. This one's kind of like a creamy yellow. This one's like a pale yellow. I'm going to call this canary yellow. Big bird yellow. I don't even know how to describe this yellow. And then white. So, and unfortunately, the box doesn't really say any of the colors, what the colors look like. Okay, so in the front, it just says pastels. But in the back, I was just reading it, it says that it is soft pastels. So this is the same kind of like those. But I don't know because each brand, it'll go down a little bit different. So what I figured I would do is I would do a little swatch of all the colors onto a paper. And then we will try to put it in some resin. And I have this resin tray, and it has different shapes. It has, take these little thingies out. I was just testing them out. It has hearts, this weird shape here, squares, rectangle, two different size teardrops, sort of a triangle, 2 sets of ovals, and 2 that are more oblong, one larger than the other. So I figured, why not test these out in these, and I could use them for charms or rings or something like that. Or maybe I can put them as clip-on earrings or something, or post earrings. But as of right now, I just want to test out the colors. I figured this is the best because it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22 on here, and there's 32 of these, so I figured if I fill up one, use UV resin to do it, light it up, get it going, and then pop them out, and then do the remaining colors in the extra 10 slots that I can find here. Again, hit it with the light, and then show y'all how it came out. This is the only mold that I think I have that has this many little shapes. Everything I think else has anywhere between 1 and like 6. So this is the biggest one I have, so I figured why not this one. So I am going to set that aside for right now because I'm going to turn you guys down and get some paper to swatch test these soft pastels. All right. Okay, so I got my sketch pad, which is not the ideal thing for soft pastels, but it's just so that way we can kind of just see the difference in colors. This is not the right feel and the right density of paper for this, but like I said, we're just testing it out just to see what the colors look like. We're not doing anything special. I wish they had like little areas where you can stick your finger in a little better. All right, so this is the darkest one. All right. So it does feel like my other ones. Okay, you see that's more like a brown black. I don't know if you can see it as well. Let's see. It's more like a brown black. They do feel very smooth when they come out. So that's kind of nice. When I go to shave it off for my resin work, at least I know that this is going to work out nicely for that. Ooh, that's like a chocolate brown. Let me lift it up if you guys can't see. That's more like a chocolate brown, milk chocolate. So we have dark chocolate, milk chocolate. No, that one's more like a milk chocolate. I don't know. I'm confused now. Let's see. This is the last of the brown. Okay, so that's kind of like a green brown. Okay, so there's all the browns and our black. What do you guys think of that? These are they're pretty pigmented. They come out pretty nicely. I did not press very hard, so that's why you see kind of lighter areas on the edges. Only because I didn't want to press too hard because I didn't know how these pastels were. So let's move on to the terracotta reddish brown kind of, oh, these aren't even terracotta colors. Look at that. That's nice. That's, ooh. All right, this is just a pale pink. I can see that. Okay. But these two are really nice. For Halloween, these would be really, really nice to go in some resin work for coasters and for some jewelry. A lot of my jewelry that I sell online, they're kind of a literal thing of Halloween. Like you'll have spiders and stuff like that I do out of beads. But it would be nice to do some Halloween inspired resin work for jewelry using these colors because these are really beautiful. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so let me blow this and you guys can see these group of colors. Look how nice those two are. That is a beautiful color. Then you have that pale pink and then you have this orangey color. That is, so far, I think this one's my favorite. I'm not an orange fan or whatever, but there are a few times that I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each line. I'm going to do a row of each line. That way I remember, okay, that's what that looks like according to this. Ooh, that's kind of like a seafoam green. And that's nice. That is really nice. Okay. Check that out. That's kind of like a seafoam green. And then you have like that lime green. How cool is that? So now at least I know I have dark green and if you were to mix these two colors, that's what the other green that I have already. At least I know that I have a little bit more options now with that green. Because there's not many things that go with green or that requires green in it. But it's nice to know that I have. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so this is kind of like a sky blue opposed to like this aqua-like color that's on here. This is more like a sky blue. And it just feels like I needed to put a little bit more when it comes down to some of the lighter pigments. I have to really get it in there. Whereas the darker pigments, you pretty much are going really light. So that's, I'm going to do the whole thing and then I'll show you the whole line. Okay, now here's the turquoise on the stick. Let's see if it's turquoise on the paper. Okay, it is turquoise on the paper. This one did run a lot smoother, so I think my assumption is right. The darker pigments are a lot more pigmented when it goes down onto paper or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that if I had the proper paper that would work better for soft pastels, that it would be even better. And the lighter colors, I probably wouldn't have to really put it in there. Let's see. Here's, ooh, I didn't even press very hard. Wow. Ooh. So that one's kind of neat. This one kind of seems like a pool blue. I don't know if you've ever seen like the color that I'm talking about, that I'm comparing this to, but that's what this kind of reminds me of. It's like a pool blue. And this one feels more like a royal blue, which is what I originally assumed that it would come out. Okay, yes, this is definitely like a navy blue, royal blue. This one's like a pool blue. I guess this is a light navy. Maybe, okay, denim. There we go. This is more like a denim blue. I'm going to start naming some of these so that way at least when I'm sitting here saying things to you guys, at least you guys have a point of reference. I'm going to have to figure out names for all of these. And I guess I'll put them in the description box based on from the beginning swatch all the way to the end swatch, what the names of the colors are. And I'm also going to write this on the swatch sheet that I have here. So that way in future reference, if I ever say, oh, let's use terracotta, we all know that it's this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Or blushing pink, you know, whatever. Maybe what we can do is I can have you guys name them. You guys help me name these. I'll write down the names that you guys come up with. And then in another video, I will tell you guys the names. I think that might actually be a better bet. So as you're watching me swatch, try and think about names that you would put. Now this one seems kind of like, oh man, what's this color? Like, have you ever seen Walmart paint, how they have the different names? This one kind of reminds me of this one that's called Blue Bonnet. I'm not entirely sure why it's called Blue Bonnet, but it is. Okay, yeah, this is a lighter pigment, so it's going to be taking me a little bit more. So this one is kind of like that lavender, like I was saying before. And let's see what these other two purples look like. Okay, so we have this lilac kind of color. Let's see this one. These two look similar. They look very similar. I mean, there is a little slight difference in color, but they look really darn similar. Okay. And here's the dark purple. I guess this is just a regular purple. Okay, so I guess this is a lilac, this is more of a plum, and this is more of just a dark purple. If you like the names that I'm saying, you know, just comment it and let me know. Okay, so here's the last one for this row. That is like a real orange. Like a pumpkin. Okay. So let me blow this and show you guys. This one is just like an orange pumpkin. And then here's the dark purple. This is what I was saying that kind of looks like a plum, lilac, blue bonnet. And here you go all the way to the light blues. So that's what's in the second row. Let's get started on the third one. Okay, which is going to be this red. This one kind of seems like an orangey red. That's what it feels like. That's red. Okay, that's like apple red or fire engine red. And that's a peach. That's definitely a peach. It kind of looked like a peach, and it's definitely like a peach. Okay, here we go to the orange, the actual oranges. That one's kind of like a light orange. Let's see if this is like a Florida orange. No, this one's more closer to an actual Florida orange. This is what people assume a Florida orange actually looks like. Maybe that's a red navel and that's a regular orange. Okay, and that's a light orange. So between this one and then these three, and this one's now starting to look less orange and more red now that I have these down. But between these three, those are the makings of a perfect pumpkin patch. Okay, now we're moving on to the yellows. Yeah, this is kind of like a creamy yellow, what is it, butternut squash yellow. Here's my second one. Yeah, that's just a pale yellow. I have to do that a few times. Here's the canary yellow is what I was saying. Big bird yellow. Maybe we can call that big bird or sunshine. That one's kind of like big bird. So this will be sunshine, that's big bird. And then white. I mean, I'm going to put white here, but you're not going to really see it. So, okay. So there's my third row. So let me put it this way, maybe. So here's my first row, my second row, and my third row. And here's the white. I don't know if you can see the white. I don't think you can because it's white. And my paper's white with fingerprints. So, I mean, if you can come up with some names, some really good names for these colors, that'd be great. I will write down the name on top of each one. So that way, you know, every time I say, oh, I'm using canary yellow, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That if you just so happen to get the same palette, you know, okay, that's the color. We're all talking the same colors. Okay, so now I'm going to get everything set up for some resin. So that way we can just play around with some stuff. Okay, so I got everything set up. Here's my UV resin that I normally use. I do have little silicone mixing little cups, and that way when I get whatever color done, I can pop it into the UV light and then just pop out the dried resin that's left in here. Now I'm going to do, like I did the swatch, I'm going to go down the line and do every single color so that at least I have one slot of every color and we can see everything from there. I have my little scraper tool that I use ready to go. So here is the black. See how it scrapes. It's a little bit tricky compared to my other soft pastels, it feels like. Another reason why I like this little thing is because I can go like this and bend it and warp it just to get every single bit of resin down. Trying to at least giving it a fair shot of color. Some of these obviously I'm going to need a little bit more color than others, only because they're a bigger area. But I'm doing these little ones first. Because these colors, I wouldn't really care to have a lot of these darker colors, unless they were more like a dark blue or dark red. Okay, so I'm going to do one of these darker little, or these little oval, tiny oval things right here. Oh, somebody is at the house, or somebody's passing the house, or somebody's walking on the sidewalk. Do you guys have a dog that does that? He barks at everybody that's passing, even if they're across the street. He just starts barking at everyone. I sound a little stuffed. It's like we're always forever getting sick. It's like can't get over it. Then we share and share and it circles the house over and over again until it finally just goes away. My kids just keep going, sharing is caring. Like, not when you have to pay the bills. Okay, so let me grab my first one so you guys can see when you flip it inside out, all the pieces can just come right off. So I just do that, take my disinfectant wipe and just wipe it down. That way I can also get off any excess pastels so that way it doesn't transfer to the new color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up as many as I can and fill up the tray. And I'll bring y'all back so you guys can see how it is and try and pop all the bubbles before I put it in the UV. Alright, so let me put this one in and then with movie magic get you guys to the future. So I filled up every single one. I think, it sounds weird, but I think I may have doubled one because after this I should have had, or doubled two, I don't know. I must have counted wrong. Or maybe I did math wrong earlier because there's 32. So yeah, so I did math wrong earlier because there's 32 and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 here. So, oh, wait a minute. Then I should have been 10. I don't know. Somewhere I went wrong. But it's okay because I have every single cavity filled. And now I'm going to put the UV light, and I'm going to do this in sections. I'm going to do the bottom half first, then I'm going to move to the middle, and then I'm going to move to the end here. I just have to, while that's happening, I have to clean out all of these, so that way when I'm ready to pop, I can get started on the last red that's in this row, and then this entire row. So yeah, I'm going to let this happen, so that way and now with this mold, what's good about it is I can put the light on one side and then flip the mold over, do it on the other side, so that way I make sure that I cure it completely, because sometimes in some of my molds, I don't cure the bottom part only because I can't cure the bottom part. You know, it's not like it's something intentional. It just happens. I'm just popping bubbles with this. Over there, I'm not going to be able to pop any of the bubbles, and I feel kind of bad that I didn't pop them before, but it is what it is. This is just pretty much a test round. So I'm just going to move it down. Now I have this on the infinity one. There's infinity, a 1 minute, and 3 minutes. So I have it on the infinity so I don't have to keep clicking it, because I'm moving this around on this tray to make sure that I cure each and every single one of them. And on here, there's lights coming from the side as well as the top. So at least I know that a lot of different areas are going to get done. Now, it doesn't make the smell of this any better when I'm doing it like this, but hey. I should be wearing gloves. I should be wearing a mask. Do as I say, not as I do. Please wear gloves. Please wear a mask. I've been working with this particular kind of resin for a long time, so I'm really kind of used to this, but in actuality, you should be wearing something. Even if, like, the next time you hit the ER, grab some of these. These are normally in the lobby area. I have a long face, but I have a very narrow face. So the children's masks actually fit me perfectly fine. The adult mask, a lot of times this part goes into my eyelashes that is just too tall this way. Even if I don't pull it out the way that I just did and I leave it flat like that, it's still too big this way on the adult ones. Doesn't mean that I won't wear the adult ones if I have no choice, but I prefer to wear the children's one because it fits me. But they give those out for free in the ER of the hospitals. Some hospitals will not only give out the mask, but they'll also give you like, you can pick some gloves and stuff like that. Or you can just go and purchase a whole bunch of rubber gloves from like Walmart or something. And you can pick up the reusable masks from Home Depot. I know that they have it there pretty well priced for a nice one. If you can't afford something a little bit nicer, you want to go a little bit cheaply, you can go to Walmart and go into the tools area where the paint and stuff is. Look at that. I have to really clean my hands really good before I start going into these lighter colors. Otherwise, I'm going to mess those up. See, and on this side, it's hard. So now I just have to flip this around and work on the bottom half. Some of these already started coming away from the plastic. That just makes my life a little bit easier when it comes down to pulling these out. Because what a lot of times resin does is it squeezes and it pulls away and it tightens when it gets harder. So that's part of the reason why I like these plastic ones. They stay in shape, but at the same time, it lets the resin just pull away from it. Silicone molds, the resin won't pull away. It'll actually pull at the silicone. And it'll stay in that shape until you demold, and then the silicone goes back to its original shape, which is cool too. I'm not saying it's not cool. It's definitely cool too. You can see these ones started pulling away. These hearts up here completely pulled away. They're no longer on here. They're sitting on the desk. If I was to lift this, they'd be on the desk. You know what would have been cool if I have some glow-in-the-dark pigments. To pull it out carefully. I have these glow-in-the-dark pigments here. It's kind of grainy. It won't fade in, so you'll have all these little speckles of sand, it looks like. But I should have put that in some of these. Like some of these I think would have been really cool with this. I'm going to see my neighbor. She does some specialty glitters and stuff. I'm going to see if I can get like a little tiny bit of glow-in-the-dark pigment powders, because I think that'd be really cool to try and see if I can work with it on this with the jewelry. And you know, I can let you guys know what her business is, so that way if you want to order anything, you can go over to her page and order from her. But I have to talk to her to see if I can get some pigments so we can test it out and you guys can see what it looks like. I love having these wipes around. They're very convenient, and we basically have one container of wipes per room. My husband's dealing with sickness and stuff like that, so wipes, disinfectant wipes, all different kinds of wipes, and look, I even have like alcohol spray and stuff. I have it everywhere. It's really good at keeping the germs away, because this health has actually been improving a lot more because I've done that. Okay, so let me see. They just pop right through. Some of these I think I'm gonna have to work a little bit more towards. Oh my God, workout for my thumb. This one had an air bubble that didn't cure, so I think I'm gonna have to leave that in and take that out later. Or take it out now because it's getting all over my hands. Alright, so I'm going to work on these and then come back to y'all to show you what they all look like, and including all of these. Alright, okay. So here is all of the ones that I did. Now, when I was doing it, I was like, man, I feel like I'm missing one, that I didn't do one. But I lined them up all here to see if maybe I did miss one. So far I have the black, the dark blue, the two browns, these two browns, these two. This looks nothing like this. So I think what I did is mix two colors because this does not look pink. Then I have these two greens. The light blue and the turquoise came out really dark. Then we have this dark blue, light blue, royal blue, navy blue, and somewhere here, I cannot figure out where these two went for the life of me. I have the 3 purples, 1, 2, 3, and then that red orange. The 2 reds, this one is gone. I don't know where it went. The 3 oranges, these 2 yellows, and then the last 3 yellows, and my white. So I'm just a little tiny bit confused. Because the only thing I can think is I mixed this one and this one together, but I don't know how that's humanly possible. So unless I drop something, I don't know. I'm really kind of confused. But here are all the little charms, the little hearts. The rectangle squares, the oblongs. Now these really, it looks strange, but they look nice as earrings, necklaces, or even rings. Sorry, don't mean to do the middle finger. There we go. They look nice as rings. They're just a little bit odd and a little bit weird, but they do work nice, especially this size. I've never tried this one as a jewelry piece. It does look nice as like little earrings. I don't know how, I don't think it would look nice as a ring. Looks a little awkward. But if I was to drill holes, I can probably put it on a necklace, you know, going back and forth like this, which would be nice. Did I do another one in this shape? Oh, here we go. So like, see, it would look like that. But I would have to figure out how many I would need to make a necklace, because all I have to do is drill straight across in the same spot. So there's that. These are also nice as a pendant. Same with the teardrops. They're good as a pendant, earrings, or rings. You can do it that way or like that. I don't know. You can play with a lot of these different shapes and stuff like that, making different things. But I wanted you to see how the end result came out. Now, with the pigments that are here, if you notice that a lot of them did go darker. When you mix any kind of moisture, wet type thing, it does make lighter things become darker. So anything that you anticipate to be this nice light turquoise is probably going to come out this dark. Unless you put very little of it. Then there's not a lot of pigment to spread around in the clear, and that's what will keep it this color. This one I didn't do a lot of pigment, and it came out close to the soft pastel. But sometimes it works out, like the red ones. It works out, the brown ones. It works out that they are strongly pigmented. So that way it really kind of makes things stand out. The purple one, I kind of have a 50-50 on the pigment. There is some areas, let me see if I have a white paper here. Alright. If you see, there's some white areas along the edge that is very light versus the center, which is very dark. I don't know how it happened that it separated that way. Similar thing with this. You can kind of see through in some areas, you can't really see through. I don't know if that was on purpose or if that just so happened to happen that way. But for the most part, they all kind of come out pretty solid. Let me know what you think about all these. Which one's your favorite? What's your favorite color out of all this? And yeah, maybe I'll try some other things. I definitely want to see your comments down below in naming these colors, so that way I can put it on the paper. And from now on, I use the color name. And also, it would be nice if you called these soft pastels something, because again, they don't really have a name for the colors. And You know, I have black, brown, light blue, royal blue, hunter green, lime green. There's this red, orange, yellow, tan, gold, and white. If there's any clever things that you want to do for these, comment it down below. If you want to talk about the big pastels, write big and then the color name. If you want to name one of these this smaller kit, just do small and then whatever name for the color that you're naming. That way I can write it down to the appropriate color. And yeah, we can get this ball going with, sorry, there's just edges here that's bothering me, with these soft pastels. I do want to see how these pastels, like depending on how much I put, will work with this little kind of, I don't even know what this is called, iridescent party glitter or chunky, whatever it's called, flakes. I forget what this stuff is called. But I wonder how some of these lighter colors would work with this. I love the way this looks on its own inside resin. It just kind of brings out this really beautiful light to it. So I wonder how that's going to go. But yeah, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that way you get notified when I post new videos. Now there are going to be some videos that I'm going to be posting up very soon that are going to be with my kids because we are now in the summer. So there's going to be a lot of times that we're going to have things to do. And I think we'll record it for you and we're going to post it up as much as possible. If there's any times that we can vlog, I guess we will try vlogging. Make sure that you share my channel with friends and family and subscribe. I can't tell you how much it would mean to me if we can get to 1,000 subscribers. If we hit the 1,000 subscribers, I will do a video talking about a giveaway for, you know, hitting 1,000 subscribers. When you guys share and you get friends to subscribe, it helps me out being able to produce new videos and stuff like that. And I like to do this. I like being able to spend time with my boys and be able to spend time with you guys, and just have some fun. Alright guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful one. Bye.